You've already mentioned deja vu experiences and near-death experiences.
All right, near-death experiences, very similar. Whenever you're in a near-death state, your spirit, body and your soul leaves your material body. So now you're in the spirit world, able to do things. For example, look down on your own body, which is why most people have that experience. You can also connect with spirits in all sorts of different places, and often do. And because you're in a near-death state, you often have a memory of it when you return, because it's not a sleep state. Right? So you don't have the same fears. Well, you have a different set of fears generally in the near-death state. But you don't have the same fears as you would in the sleep state remembering. So you often remember them, and that's why lots of people remember near-death experiences, which are all real spirit events, mixed with a little bit of lack of oxygen in the brain and a few other things that occur in physiology, which may mix up the entire experience.
So the light at the end of the tunnel is real, is true.
Yeah.
That story.
Yeah, the reason why it's a tunnel is there's what you would now, the term you use now is wormholes, right? From a scientific point of view. There's interstellar boundary between this dimension and the first sphere dimension. And as you're travelling through that dimension, it's like a tunnel with a light at the end of it. Does that make sense? And that's how you will experience in the future much of your travel in the spirit world.
And people are waiting for you at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. Yeah, waiting for you to disconnect from your body and actually make that journey.
But Frank Packer didn't see the tunnel.
Sorry,
not Frank, Kerry.
Kerry Packer.
Yeah,
a lot of people won't see a tunnel. Some actually have heard of Howard Storm. He actually went into a state where there were lots of evil spirits around him who tortured him, actually, due to his soul condition. It's worth reading that book too. But none of this is to frighten you. This is all just to tell you that these are just people, right? This is all not to frighten you. Right.
Hey Jay, my experience was that I actually went into the love. Could you explain what that might be about?
Yeah, even in the first sphere, what happens is there's a place of reception that we all go to generally when we pass, particularly if we've not got a consciousness of the spirit world. What happens is, in the spirit world...
Is St. Peter there with the gates?
No, he doesn't want that job.
Sorry.
No, that was a quote from him, by the way. He doesn't like standing in one place very much. Never has, actually. Anyway, let's say you're in the process of this near-death, which is really a passing sort of process. This is an experience that is very similar to a passing experience. The first sphere, there's a place of reception at the top of the first sphere which is very bright, much brighter than the air from a light perspective. And it also is full of love because there's lots of coming and going there, and there's lots of spirits of a very high quality there, waiting for people who pass, right? And they're waiting for people who pass, and what they do is they nurture them in that state until they're ready to face their own emotional condition. Alright? So you will actually see that as bright light, but also a feeling of euphoric love, which is actually coming from these spirits, right, to help you through the process of potentially passing. And so that's why many people describe this euphoria, which causes them to no longer have fear about death. And in fact, you have nothing to fear about death, because all of you will be welcomed by somebody in the spirit world. Now, whether you accept that welcome or not, for many of the spirits who are here still with us, many of them never accepted that welcome. They were so churned up with their own emotions and so churned up in their own fears that they wouldn't allow themselves to see anything. And what they need to do now is allow themselves to see the spirits that surround them wanting to help them. And you can do that just by desiring it in your heart, and then you'll feel it.